One of my biggest criticisms of Dragon Age The Veilguard is that the game fails to capture the dark fantasy tone that the series was previously known for in games like Origins. In this video, we're going to take a look at the tone of the earlier games in the Dragon Age series and compare this with The Veilguard. So without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into Thedas. After completing the prologue of Dragon Age Origins, our protagonist is recruited into the Grey Wardens and teams up with a few other recent recruits, including Davith and Jory. Typically in squad-based RPGs, the companion characters we're introduced to at the start of the game will accompany us for the whole journey. So in my first playthrough, I was looking forward to getting to know Davith and Jory a little bit better, along with our more seasoned Grey Warden companion, Alistair. But during the joining ceremony, where we have to drink a cup of Darkspawn blood, something unexpected happens.
Make his breath. I am sorry, Davith. Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No, you ask too much. There is no glory in this.
I am sorry. But the joining is not yet complete.
This scene was shocking for a number of reasons, not only because we lost Davith and Jory, but because of the cold brutality we see from Duncan. Once a person commits to becoming a Grey Warden, there is no backing out. Duncan must protect the secrets of the Wardens, and does not hesitate to take out Jory when the time comes. Another particularly dark and disturbing moment from Origins was our discovery of how the Darkspawn create Broodmothers. During the Orzammar main questline, we head into the Deep Rose in search of the Paragon Branca. Along the way, we discover one of Branca's partners, Hespith, who describes in a poem how the Broodmothers are born. According to the Dragon Age wiki, Darkspawn as a species have no females, and are thus unable to reproduce naturally. In order to bolster their numbers, Darkspawn take female captives during raids, and bring them back to their lairs to be transformed into Broodmothers. The captured women contract the taint by being force-fed Darkspawn tissue, and the Darkspawn forcefully spew into the prisoners' mouths. As this happens, they gradually develop cannibalistic urges and mutate heavily, eventually becoming full-fledged Broodmothers after devouring massive quantities of flesh. We don't just hear about the Broodmothers in Origins, we get a close and personal encounter with one very shortly after. Nothing in Dragon Age The Veilguard comes even remotely close to the darker moments that Origins has to offer. This is nothing to say of the evil choices we can make as the player, including selling Connor's soul to the demon, choosing to wipe out all the elves instead of lifting the lycanthropy curse, killing Liliana and Wynne after desecrating Andraste's ashes, and the list goes on. But Origins was not the only game that offered a darker tone for us to explore. Let's take a look at some moments from Dragon Age 2 as well. Varric's personal quest is a great one to compare to Bellara in The Veilguard, as both have to do with estranged brothers. In Act 1, Varric's brother Bartrand betrays us and seals us into the Deep Roads in an attempt to cut us out of the deal. Afterwards, he and Varric don't speak to each other for years, and Varric develops a deep resentment towards his brother. He eventually tracks down Bartrand's location, only to find that his brother has gone completely insane because of the red lyrium idol he took from the Deep Roads. In the end, you can choose to let Varric try to care for and heal his brother, or you can convince him to put Bartrand out of his misery.
Bartrand, get a hold of yourself. Do you know where you are? Do you know what you've done? Varric! You'll help me, won't you, little brother? Help me find it again. You were always a good one. Help you? Bartrand, you left me to die. You left all your men to die. And for what? Some trinket? Look at yourself. Look at what you've done to the men and women who served you. Where's your nobility, brother? Where's your dwarven honor?
Please, Varric, don't leave me like this. Make it stop.
Enough with the speeches. I'll get you to a healer, and you'll be fine.
Seriously? 3 years of I'm going to skin him alive, and then poof, best buddies.
I can't do it, Hawk. I thought I could. I thought he'd be gloating, lying on a bed of gold and commissioning painters to memorialize the instant he sealed us into the deep roads. But look at him. Whatever that idol was, it did worse to him than I ever could.
You heard Anders. He's possessed. As long as he lives, he's a threat to everyone around him.
Goodbye, brother. Oh. Oh. Come on. I don't want to look at this place anymore.
On the other hand, during her personal quest, Bellara discovers her long-lost brother Syrian, who's become a servant of an evil elven god. For much of the quest, it seems like Syrian won't see the light, and Rook prepares Bellara for the possibility that she might have to kill him. But in a predictably safe turn of events, Bellara's brother snaps out of it at the last minute, betrays Inaris, only to get ganked moments later. God forbid the game actually forces the player to make a difficult choice, like we did with Varric's brother in Dragon Age 2. And for the most part, Bellara's inclusion in the game is just full of whimsy and upbeat moments that feel lifted straight out of Disney. One of her introduction scenes demonstrates this perfectly with the writing and music. Does this feel like dark fantasy to you?
Oh, shit! No! Okay. Try again. Deep breaths. There. Oh, God, damn it! Oh no! Sorry. Just breaking things.
At first glance, our Dragon Age 2 companion Merrill is just a sweet but socially awkward young elf woman trying to make her way in Kirkwall. But Merrill is obsessed with restoring the past glory of elven magic, even to the point of summoning demons in blood magic rituals. Her fascination with the Illuvians and blood magic caused her clan to cast her out. And at the end of her questline, the keeper of the clan ends up sacrificing herself to protect Merrill from herself.
And I couldn't banish it without making it stronger. So, I made myself its prison. Kill me, and it dies too. Merrill will finally be safe.
No! You can't ask that. I won't do this.
You always knew your blood magic had a price, darling. I have chosen to pay it for you. Dareth Shira.
Keeper! What have you done? I don't want this. I never wanted this. Creators, please let this be a bad dream. I'll wake up and feel like an idiot and she'll scold me for not listening.
The death of the Keeper will also force a confrontation with the rest of the clan, leaving Merrill completely alone and showing the true price of blood magic.
We know the Keeper came here. What's going on? Where is she?
Fenrir. The Keeper. She.
Look at her, Fenrir. She's covered in blood.
What have you done, Merrill? Keeper, can you hear me?
She's dead.
I should have guessed you'd turn on her, you monster.
The Keeper turned into a demon. We had no choice.
There would have been no demon. if it weren't for this little flat-eared bitch.
We've suffered enough because of this traitor. It ends now.
Compared to Merrill, our Veilguard companion Emmrich is just a wacky, silly guy. Sure, he might be a necromancer, but he's a respectful necromancer, always sure to never offend anyone's sensibilities. And even if you choose to help him become a lich at the expense of Manfred, no one in your party has any qualms about this decision.
You needn't speak about me as if I'm not here.
Just tell me you'll keep your skin on.
That's not how it...
I should take notes.
Look, why don't we just start from the beginning?
Are you satisfied? Yes, I have entered lichdom, and I am not an abomination, or a demon, or a disconsolate spirit. I have become something more. And yet I am still fully possessed of myself.
So you are a skeleton. Got it.
I'm not packing up Emmrich's 15,000 books and skulls, so...
Thank you, Rook. But please, allow me. I'd like to think some of us have become friends. I value that more than you might know. But I am changed, and I would never cause you distress by staying where I'm no longer welcomed.
You're no weirder than you were before.
You're still you, no matter what you look like.
You all... really?
I think you'll be fine.
Okay, now, question time.
Nothing in Emmrich's quest, or really any other companion in the Veilguard, comes even remotely close to the dark stories of Merrill and Anders in Dragon Age 2. Check out my video on the secret ending to DA2 if you want to explore Anders' story more. By the release of Dragon Age Inquisition, the series was already beginning to drift into a more watered-down version of dark fantasy, narrowing the scope of evil choices and dark scenes compared to Origins and DA2. But there was still enough of that original DNA in Inquisition to provide us with the tone we expected from the series. And one great quest that demonstrates this is in Hushed Whispers. During this quest, we get a glimpse of what would happen if Corypheus was successful in his plans. Only the Inquisitor and Dorian were spared from its direct horrors because of Alexius's time magic, but for our companions such as Liliana, the experience of seeing Corypheus win was very real.
Tell me how Lavella knew of the sacrifice at the temple.
Never.
There's no use to this defiance, little bird. There's no one left for you to protect.
You're wasting your breath.
Talk! The Elder One demands answers.
He'll get used to disappointment.
You will break.
I will die first. Or you will. You're alive.
We never died in the first place. Alexius miscalculated.
Then it will be his last mistake. Do you have weapons? Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
Alexius sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
I'm so sorry for everything you suffered.
We have to reverse his spell. If we can get back to our present time, we can prevent this future from ever happening.
And mages always wonder why people fear them. No one should have this power.
It's dangerous and unpredictable. Before the breach, nothing we did.
Enough. This is all pretend to you. Some future you hope will never exist. I suffered. The whole world suffered. It was real.
Overall, Dragon Age The Veilguard simply fails to capture that distinct dark fantasy tone of the earlier Dragon Age games, and that is one of the many reasons why I ultimately didn't like the game. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Dragon Age and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.